Right. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We'll call this the volunteer rehab. What does the average resident get wrong about volunteer fire?
That we're always at the station. Now, these guys, they have a normal life. And then when that fire pager goes off, they're the first one to go to that fire station. They might be at church. They might be at their kids' baseball games or softball games. They may be out to eat with their family. But they're always the first ones to drop everything and go to the station and help out their communities. These men and women are absolutely phenomenal in this county. They give up their time plus their own money because a lot of them make $0 making these calls. So they're making these calls and it's costing them money by fuel and vehicles, the wear and tear on their vehicles, oil changes, that type of stuff. They're losing money by helping out their communities. And so that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions is, and Brian Walker said it great earlier, tell me a rich fireman, because you're never going to see a rich fireman. A lot of times they do it for the love of it. And he is 100% correct on that. They do it for the love of it. And it might even come, and I know this has happened numerous times, they take money out of their own pocket just to benefit something in their community. I know that's happened multiple times that I know of. So they're taking their money that they've earned to benefit somebody else.
And I noticed, like, we talked a little bit about how often you guys, these volunteer firefighters, and everyone's missed Easter's, graduation, softball games. I want to let that sink in a little bit, the audience. That's a big deal, isn't it?
Yes. The good news is a lot of these guys have great families. Every firefighter has a great support by their family, which is something that as firemen we need. The very first time I missed an event with my wife, I think at first she was like, I don't understand it. But then once, now 30 some odd years later of being in the fire service and being married for over 20 years now, she understands it. She's very phenomenal about, okay, honey. And I give you a good example. We've missed Easter together. This year during Thanksgiving and the last couple of years during Thanksgiving, I've left for call. On Christmas morning, it's time to get up and open gifts and sit around in your pajamas and have fun. Well, we still have calls we have to make. So Christmas morning, a call come out, and my wife and my son and my daughter are completely awesome about, okay, Dad, here's your keys. Your shoes are over there. I know you'll be back with us here in a little bit. And I'm like, yep, if you need me, call. So it takes a lot of support from their families.
So I want to talk a little bit, have you talk real quickly about training. How much training hours do volunteer firefighters?
So they have to have 25 hours a year. But a lot of your departments require more than that because they don't want just the minimum. Mm-hmm. They want to be the best that they can be. You're paid, it's 100 hours a year, and the State Fire Commission has 2 levels in Kentucky, Firefighter I and Firefighter II. Firefighter I, it's certain subjects. I believe it's 115 hours. And I think Firefighter II is 220 hours of certain subjects that they are required to have. A lot of times they not only have to have that, but they might be a medically qualified firefighter, whether an EMT or a paramedic or first responder. So they have to do continuing ed for that. CPR research. Depending on the specialties, they're always in training. And that's to make themselves better for their communities. The bad thing is a lot of time they do these trainings at night. They get off work, they go to their fire station or to a school, and they spend 4 and 5 hours there at nights or all weekend long doing training, and then turn around and go home, eat dinner, and a lot of times turn around and have to be at their job again. So they're giving up a lot just to help serve and protect their community.
Yes, well, we appreciate it. Sure. Now, we also mentioned every department is short-staffed, and there's been a 5-year volunteer decline nationwide.
So, years ago, volunteerism was a whole lot more prominent. Now, because of the way the economy is and everything, it's hard to find volunteers. I wish they were beating my door down, but that's not the case at all. A lot of times during the daytime, and that's our weakest point from some studies that have been done in this county, is during the daytime. So it's hard to find volunteers because these guys are at their job. They're at events that they have to be at or required to be at. So it's not as prominent as it used to be. And it's not just in Hardin County, Kentucky. It's throughout the United States. It's a common problem that they're realizing they're going to have to try to find a solution. It's very difficult because I have guys that work day shifts and I have guys that work night shifts that can respond during the day. You have college students, you have people that have different types of jobs, work from home. So during the daytime, you don't know who you're going to get. So that's why the city of Vine Grove went with myself and two other guys during the daytime for a paid side, guaranteeing these guys are making these calls.
So women can serve too, right?
Yes, yes. Everybody thinks firefighter is just a male. That is not correct at all. We have a female on our fire department who is very prominent and can sit there and battle with the best of them. And I love it. Multiple departments in this county have females on it. And in my eyes, that's a great attribute to have because a lot of times these women can keep these guys in check. And I love it.
But that's true. I know you had a story about a volunteer whose life changed.
So there's a gentleman that I volunteer with at Central Hardin, and he is now a captain at the City of Radcliffe Fire Department, who every year volunteer fire departments in this area collect for the Crusade for Children. Misconception, and we were talking about this, is that they're collecting, that money comes back to those volunteer fire departments, and 0% comes back to the volunteer fire departments. 100% of it goes back into the community. So when we collect around here, it might go into Hardin County schools. It might go into BHH, Baptist Health Hardin Hospital, to buy NICU equipment or stuff like that. And if you're ever up in there, look around in the NICU, you'll see a lot of them will say, purchased by the WHAS Crusade for Children. Well, this gentleman had twins, and the Crusade for Children helped them out great. So we see a lot of benefits of it because Crusade weekend, a lot of times you'll see us, some of them will start collecting before Crusade weekend. Some of them will start that Thursday or Friday of Crusade weekend. By the time Sunday rolls around, we're all sunburnt. We're all tired. We're all just exhausted from standing out in the roadway. But when it comes in turn-in time on Sunday afternoon, that's when you see the smiles happen because it's like a bunch of little kids. Nobody will ever tell their amount until it's time to come out and present it because we all want to try to outdo each other to show how much we're giving back to this community. And we've seen it here in Vine Grove. Rachel's Fun for All Playground, some money was donated to that from the Crusade for Children. We see it here in the schools here in Vine Grove and throughout the county. And so nothing warms our heart more than knowing what we collected for has helped out one of our fire guys. And it's not just him. There's multiple in the county that situation has run into. And there's nothing better than if we can help out children and people in our community.
That's really a great thing you guys do there. I think every time I drive through one of those, where they're the Crusade for Children, I guess I never really thought about it. I didn't realize it was you guys, firefighters, who are probably, kind of underfunded because it's a lot of voluntary. But you're raising money for something totally different.
Correct. Correct. And every little penny counts. People will say, well, I only got 50 cents. Well, guess what? That 50 cents goes to such a great organization that 50 cents counts.
So how does someone actually sign up to become a volunteer?
So I would first contact your local fire department, either call them, and please don't forget, there may not be somebody there at all times. You might have to leave an answer on an answer machine. They'll get back with you. Or if you see vehicles at the fire department, stop by there. Every department in this county is very welcoming. They will sit there and being around the firehouse is being around like a clubhouse. We razz each other. We all are family. I spend a lot of time with these guys. We all know each other's families. So a lot of times after a call or something, we'll sit around the firehouse and talk in the parking lot. Stop by, ask questions. Hey, I would like to be a volunteer. What do I need to do? A lot of them are fill out an application, bring it back, and then that starts the process. Let them show you their department, their equipment, because A lot of times this equipment is expensive, very expensive, and departments are very proud of their equipment. I wish I could say fire service equipment is getting cheaper, but if anything, it's getting more expensive by the day.
All right.